Round of 16, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the knockout stages where shit is getting real. The round of 32 is a knockout, but now we're talking business. Now the dusty teams are gone, and now we're moving on to the 16 and the 8s and the 4s and the final two. We'll see who remains. Moving on to the round of 16, quick picks and predictions. Canada, Morocco. Canada's going to get worked. Canada has no chance to beat Morocco. It is what it is. There's levels to this shit. Morocco, semi-finalists, last World Cup. Last World Cup. They knocked out Portugal in the quarters. Don't sleep on Morocco. I don't know why everyone's sleeping on Morocco. Is it because they don't have household names? Minus Brahim Diaz and Hakimi? Probably. The average football fan probably looks at a team like the Moroccos of the world and even the Croatias, oh yeah, I don't know much guys on that team, so they're probably not good. Well, that's just not the case in international football, and that is why Morocco's going to put on a masterclass today to beat Canada and move on to most likely play France. Next game, Mexico, England. Probably the best game in the round of 16, in my opinion. Playing in Mexico, playing in that elevation, Mexico has not conceded a goal all tournament. All tournament long, Mexico has not conceded a goal. And I think if you lock down Harry Kane, I don't think England has an answer. Without Harry Kane, England's dead. So I think Mexico has the chance to lock him down, and they're going to play some dirty-ass football, because that's what Mexicans do when it comes to football. They don't play European. They don't give a flying fuck about your feet or your footwork and your skills and your crazy passes. They will eat you alive. They give zero fucks. So for that reason, I'm going to take Mexico to beat England in the so-called upset, which it shouldn't be an upset. Like I said with Morocco, it's the same thing as Mexico. They don't have these household names like the Harry Kanes, the Jude Bellinghams, the Marcus Rashfords. But they get down with it. They get dirty. They don't give a damn. What do they have to lose? They are playing with the house's money, and that is why I think that they have the edge in this game. And being at home in Mexico is just a huge advantage for them. I think England has a lot to deal with this Mexico team. I feel like England might be slightly overlooking them in a way, potentially. They know they have more quote unquote talent, but I think if you lock down Harry Kane and just force England to play wide and let Rashford do whatever he does, and whoever's on the wing for Gordon or Saka, doesn't matter. If you limit Harry Kane, if Mexico limits Harry Kane in this football game, I guarantee you Mexico's going to squeak this one by, most likely in extra time. Moving on to Brazil versus Norway. My heart says Brazil. My mind says Norway. No, sorry. That's backwards. My heart says Norway, but my knowledge says Brazil. But I'm going to stick with Norway. I'm going to stick with this fairy tale of Norway not being in the World Cup for almost 30 years. Holland, banger of a tournament so far. Without him, like England, Norway's dead. But I just like something about this Norway team. Like Mexico, they're kind of playing with the house's money against a very favorable nation who is supposed to go on a deep run in this tournament. Brazil, I mean, they don't frighten me like Brazil of the past. Brazil doesn't frighten me anymore, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. I think that Brazil, don't get me wrong, they have a great coach in Ancelotti. Ancelotti is a mastermind when it comes to coaching. Vinny Jr. is doing his thing, for sure. I just don't think Brazil is as good as people think they are. And I think that this is where the road ends for Brazil. This would be an upset. This would be an upset, right? Are we calling this one an upset? For sure it is. If Norway beats Brazil, that would be insane. But, you know what? I don't know. I feel like low-key Brazil, like they did against Japan, they might just squeak by. They might find a way, but I'm going to ride with the Vikings in this one. I'm going to ride with Holland and Odegaard, and I just feel like they're going to just play as a unit and play free. They're going to play free. They don't have anything to really worry about. Because if they lose, it's not be like, oh, Norway lost. That's crazy. But if Brazil loses, it's a bigger thing. So they're playing with much more pressure than Norway. So give me Norway in that game. Holland definitely gets on the score sheet if they're going to win. Moving on to the next game, France, Paraguay. I expect France to win minimum 4-0. I know people are going to be like, oh yeah, Paraguay just beat Germany. Germany's not France, so it's kind of just like, have you watched France play, dude? They are fucking insane. They are literally like that ultimate team that, like, they're like someone's ultimate team in like August when the game's bare dead, everybody just has like the most unreal players. That's France. That's France's offense. They have the best attack in the entire tournament. So I think that France should make easy, quick work of Paraguay today. And Mbappe probably continues to score an immense amount of goals. I expect Mbappe 2 goals today for sure. At least 2 goals. Elise probably gets on the score sheet too. That guy is due. That guy's been taking long shots from fucking half field basically. He hasn't scored last game specifically. So I think that he's going to get on the score sheet. I think Mbappe probably gets on the score sheet. And I think France probably absolutely works Paraguay. Shout out Paraguay though. What a tournament. I mean, fuck. Look at Cabo Verde yesterday. They almost fucking just... Dude, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shout out Cabo Verde, man. A country with a population of like 140,000 people. That's ludicrous. They brought the world champs to extra time. And if it wasn't for a handball, Cabo Verde's going to penalty shootouts, and who knows what happens there. And by the way, that fucking goal to tie the game, I don't know his name, I don't know who that is, but that was probably goal of the tournament. That finesse shot outside the box, that's like FIFA. If you play FIFA 14, Andre Schürrle, when he was on Chelsea, his finesse shot was so broken. That literally is exactly what that reminded me of. And Andre Schürrle, right foot finesse outside the box, ew, that was nasty. And then we move on to Portugal and Spain. These teams just played in a international tournament together last year against each other in the Nations League. So I think with this one, I'm gonna go Portugal. I have to, dude. I have to. I have them winning the World Cup. I have to ride with the wave. And it's not even just ride the wave and like let her be and let way she go sort of thing. I genuinely think if Portugal, if you watched my video yesterday, if they lock down the midfield against Spain, they have a chance to win this game. Because you know Spain is going to lock down the midfield and control the game. The thing with Portugal in this game is that they cannot allow Spain to have all the possession. Portugal needs to play equally to Spain and mimic their game, and Spain's going to mimic Portugal's game because they're both fantastic nations. They are both good teams. This is a great matchup, head-to-head dogfight. And I think that if Portugal is able to control the midfield as much as Spain does, because regardless, you're not going to stop Spain midfield-wise, but if you can match it and you could compete with it and don't let them dominate the game, I think Portugal has a great chance. And Diego Costa, dude, without him against Croatia, they don't win. They truly don't win the game. So it's unbelievable. And Nuno Mendes, like the team they're great. And Inaki Williams, oh my God, his brother, what's his fucking name? Nico Williams, injured, not playing. That's huge for fucking Portugal, dude. And that's an L for Spain because that guy is on that wing, frightening. And if you watched the Nations League final last year, him and Yamal, I can't stand Lamine Yamal, they were creating and they were putting chances into the box for the Spain strikers and the Spain team in general just to even produce something, just get any sort of goal. So without him in the lineup, that's going to be tough for them, especially in a game like this. You would love to have Nico Williams in the lineup if you're Spain in this one. So anyways, moving on from that, what else is there? Yeah, Canada, Morocco. Canada's going to get worked. France is going to work Paraguay. Brazil is going to lose to Norway. Mexico is going to beat England. Portugal's going to beat Spain. And then you got one of the most weird games. This game should go to penalties. It really should. I don't know who or what you go with in a game like this. Belgium and the USA. What a weird game. I think that Belgium squeaks by. I think that people are overlooking the United States because keep in mind they just lost their starting striker. That's huge. Due to a stupid red card. Like, what the fuck was he thinking? I don't know. Like, bro, you're going to go play around 16. You're just going to go do some fuck-ass shit like that? Brother, figure it out. You probably just ended your team's tournament. And I think Belgium probably squeaks by against the Americans in this one. Happy 4th of July to all the Americans out there. 250 years strong, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Belgium, I just feel like, you know what? I feel like the European ball is going to take over here against the Americans. And especially without your starting striker, they might be in one for this. And I just feel like Belgium just has a little bit of an edge to get by the Americans in this one. If their starting striker was playing for the States, maybe it's a different story because he's not bad. He's actually not bad. He finds himself in good pockets. He makes good runs. He could finish too. But without him in the lineup, I don't know who their other striker is. What the fuck are they going to do? How are they going to adjust without their starting number 9? That's crucial, especially in a round of 16 against a team like Belgium. So I'm gonna let Belgium squeak by on this one. And then that is it for the round of 16, and we'll see what goes on. Oh, that's not true. We got Argentina and Egypt. I think this was I think that game yesterday for Argentina was an absolute wake-up call for them. Did they probably overlook their opponent yesterday? 100%. And you saw it. Cabo Verde came out with just passion and love for the country, for their nation, for each other, and that is why they were able to compete with Argentina. And this is what I'm saying about football. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, I don't know a single guy on that team. That doesn't matter, dude. It really does not matter. When you play with heart and passion, it shows you that anybody could fucking compete with anybody. It doesn't matter if you have Lionel Messi on your team. It doesn't matter if you have Ronaldo on your team. It doesn't matter. If you're coming up against a team who just wants to play for pride, for each other, you see exactly what Cabo Verde did to Argentina yesterday. And that is why they went to extra time. And it wasn't for that handball, Argentina could be eliminated right now. That was crazy. But like I said, I feel like that was a wake-up call for Argentina. I feel like they're not going to overlook their opponents anymore. They cakewalked their way into the knockout stages, and they played their first game, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, we're not used to this. We just worked everybody in the group stages. So like, why are we even in extra time against Cabo Verde? Well, now you actually have to understand that every nation is good. If they're in the World Cup, you're a good nation. And it doesn't matter if you're Cabo Verde, you're Mexico, you're England, you're Spain, you're Portugal. Any team has a chance. Look at Paraguay just beat Germany. Any team could beat anybody. Doesn't matter if they're not one of the big nations or one of the favorites to win. But it's like Norway. Norway could beat Brazil tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Everybody else would be surprised because I know Brazil has 5 World Cups, and Brazil has they had Ronaldinho and R9 and Pele, and how are they going to lose to Norway? It's like, dude, that's not how it works. If you think that's how it works, that all the favorites are always going to win, you just don't know sports. You just don't know ball. You just don't know anything, really. You're kind of just like there. You're kind of just like a dog without a leash in the middle of the road in like India. Like, you're just like a lost puppy, dude. So just allow it. So I think Argentina should probably beat Egypt. I expect Argentina to beat Egypt. If they come out flat like they did yesterday, I don't even want to say they came out flat. Without Leo Messi, they're done. Like, without Messi, Argentina's actually dead as fuck. So I think that Argentina probably took that game yesterday, gonna go to the locker rooms and be like, damn, boys, what the fuck? Let's not allow that ever again. And yeah, they got Egypt. I mean, shout out Egypt. Like, look at these countries, bro. Look at these countries who were Cabo Verde remaining and who are still currently alive. Like Egypt. Dude, give them credit, dude. Give them credit. But I think Argentina probably squeaks by Egypt after that disappointing performance, I would say, yesterday against Cabo Verde. And the final game of the round of 16, we got Switzerland v. Colombia. Colombia might go to the World Cup Finals. They're just too dominant. They're so good defensively. They play like Mexico. That's what I'm saying about these fucking teams. These South American teams, like the Colombias and the Uruguay's dust, but like them, like even Argentina too, like they just are, it's such a different type of ball, and you see it. I think Colombia beats Switzerland. I don't think that's crazy. Could you see an upset here? Is this even an upset? Is this an even match? I don't think Colombia should be like head over heels favorited against Switzerland. That's not like a crazy thing for it to happen. If Switzerland beats Colombia, like that's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. I think it's more shocking if Norway beats Brazil opposed to if Switzerland beats Colombia. Two great nations going at it. I just think Colombia has the edge. I just think they're like on this like little fairy tale run. I don't even want to say a fairy tale because it's not like they were asleep or going into the tournament. Colombia's always good. And if they get by Switzerland here, and I think and I want and we need an Argentina-Colombia quarterfinal. Oh my linta. That would be absolute cinema. Sneak peek, I think Colombia beats Argentina. Anyways, that's a round of 16. We will see what happens. Portugal plays Monday at 3 p.m. We got tomorrow, Brazil, Norway, ew, Mexico, England, ew. Crazy banger games, dude. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is the World Cup, baby. Let it ride. It's sad it's almost done, but enjoy it while it's here. Ciao.